Hey everybody, welcome back to Magic Orthodoxy. My name's David, and this is a deck review. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys so much for being here. Today, we're gonna look at another deck of cards because it's the weekend, right? Of course, it's the weekend. Every weekend, every Saturday, every Sunday, I take a moment, take a break from the Magic reviews, and I look at a deck of playing cards. I'm always looking at the latest and greatest, right? Every single day. Monday through Friday, Magic tricks. The weekend, playing cards. Sometimes on Friday, we get to do a book review. Those are awesome. And once a month, I do giveaways. I do giveaways every single month, giving away thousands of dollars worth of Magic tricks every single year. So before we go any further, hit like, subscribe, and follow. Push all those buttons. That helps me out a lot. What are we doing today? We are looking at the Bicycle Creatures of the FAE playing cards. This is a green deck, and it was another deck gifted to me from my Amazon wish list. So if you don't know already, you should know by now. There's an Amazon wish list pinned down in the comment section. And if you click that, it takes you out to an Amazon list. I got like 15, 20 decks on there. And the relationship right now, the agreement is, if you purchase one of those, you gift it to me, then I will do a video about it, and I will say your name, Kyle Smith, on the air, and I will read your gift receipt. So Amazon usually gives you a little space where you can write something in the gift receipt. If you have a fun, encouraging, or helpful note, I will read that. If you want to put your business in there, I'll promote your business. If you want to make your wedding announcement or your marriage proposal, I'll help you with that too. If it's nice, if it's not political, right, I will read it out loud. So Kyle Smith gifted me this. He also gifted me, I think at least 3 or 4 other decks. So Kyle Smith bought like a whole bunch of stuff. So you're gonna hear Kyle Smith's name a lot over the next couple weeks. So big, huge thanks to Kyle. The Bicycle Creatures FAE playing cards, illustrated by Gustavo Borboa. It's all done in this beautiful green with these Celtic symbols all over. Now you might be wondering, okay, what is FAE? What is FAE? And what are the Celtic symbols for? Well, this is designed around the FAE. You and I might use the word fairies. And within the fairy realm in Scotland, there are 2 groups, okay? There is the Seelie Court. They're described as fairies that seek help from humans. They warn those who have accidentally offended them and return human kindness with favors of their own. Still, a fairy belonging to this court would avenge insults and would be prone to mischief. But there's also the Unseelie Court, and they're described as darkly inclined fairies. So unlike the Seelie Court, no offense was deemed necessary to bring down their assaults. In Scotland, they were seen as closely allied with witches. Within this deck, you'll get 2 cards. One is a little roadmap that tells you the suits and which characters they represent in the court cards. And the second is a double backer, which is great for magic tricks. You'll also get 2 jokers. It's a throne made out of tree, and it says Joker in each corner. One's darker and one's a little lighter. And then your back design is going to be that same image that you saw from the back of the tuck case. It's a bunch of Celtic knots and green. You're also going to notice that the white border is not white. So it's a medium off-white border, and that's going to match the faces. Going through the cards, you're going to see Celtic symbols on all of the suits, right? And then your court cards are going to be all original characters, and they're going to be the same characters that you saw on that double backer. So here's your diamonds, again with a Celtic symbol. Reds are red, blacks are black. And you're going to notice that half the courts look like good guys, and the other half look like bad guys. And that's going back to the Seelie and Unseelie court cards that we talked about earlier, the 2 different types of FAE, right? There's good fairies and bad fairies. And so 2 of the suits will be depictions of good fairies, and 2 of the suits will be depictions of bad fairies. The other thing we can do is weigh these cards and measure them so that you know exactly how they feel or will feel in your hands. 10 cards in the caliper come to 2.91, which is pretty thick. That's a pretty thick card. That means they're going to be very rigid and very crisp and snappy right out of the box. I'm sure you know the phrase, knock on wood, right? You know that phrase, knock on wood? Somebody says something and then immediately you get this like suspicion, right? And you say, knock on wood. Do you know why we do that? Fairies. It's true, it's fairies. So most believe that fairies live in objects, okay? And a lot of times they live in trees or, you know, some sort of woodland house. And so if you are walking through the forest or you are walking around outside and you made some bold assertion that was like, you know, a prediction of the future or some wild claim, immediately you would be worried that a fairy overheard you and would make that come true, or they would work against you so that it didn't come true. And what you would do is you'd run over to a tree and knock on wood, and by doing that, you were acknowledging the fairy's existence. Like, oh yeah, I remember you're here. And then supposedly lulling them back to sleep because you're awakening them from their slumber. You're knocking on wood and telling them to go back to bed, saying, don't interfere with my plans. Like, don't make them come true and don't work against me. Like, it's something like that. You could look it up. That's probably better. Don't take my word for it. Look it up. That's how I heard it. That when you say knock on wood, you're knocking on a tree and you're telling the fairy, like, no, 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 I don't want you to get involved. Fairies are not the Tinkerbell that we see in Peter Pan stories. Fairies are very curious and very maniacal and very like, yeah, they're beings that you don't want to mess with. No, I don't believe in fairies. What are you thinking? I don't believe in fairies. But I do believe in Kyle Smith. I do believe in Kyle Smith, and I'm thankful that he sent me this deck so that I could do the review for you. You can pick this up at Amazon for $15. You can find it at Amazon for $15. There's another deck that goes with this. There's a partner deck. There's a brown one, and I'll review that one coming up pretty soon. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.